Okay guys, this week we're going to do things a little differently. I am in St. Lucia. We're staying at one of the over-the-water bungalows for the week and just wanted to still give you the information I give you every week. We're going to break this down a little differently. There was a Facebook post that's been going around on the Moving to Florida page, and I just wanted to give you the list of the 20 things that they say you need to know about moving to Florida and kind of tell you my experience of it. If it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, maybe do more research on it, but I'm going to go ahead and delve into a little bit of that. So we're going to be talking about living in Florida and the 20 things that you need to know according to a Facebook page. My name's Craig Cunha, real estate agent in Southwest Florida. If you're looking for a page to tell you a little more about what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate on the Gulf Coast, this is the channel for you. Go ahead, subscribe, and hit the little bell to make sure you're notified every time. Go to ournextfloridahome.com to get started with your MLS search. We're also going to be having an app coming out very soon. It's going to make your search even easier. But if you have a specific question you need an answer to, please reach out to me. Either call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast. The 20 things on this list, some of them I'm just going to flat out say I don't know what the hell they're talking about, and the others I'll give you my perspective of what I've seen. So the first one is save all bacon grease. You'll be instructed how to use it later. Well, in further research this, I know my mother used or put the bacon grease aside, and she did it for the reason of cooking other things, like to also grease the pan for other things that she's cooking, and it just adds more flavor. Well, apparently there's a lot more reasons why they use it. They use it for cornbread. They use it for putting over their green beans and things like that. So it is adding flavor, obviously, and it's also to grease some of those skillets that they have, maybe some of the heavy iron ones that are used. In any case, save your bacon grease. Number 2, if you run your car into a ditch, don't panic. 4 men in a cab of a 4-wheel drive with a 12-pack of beer and a tow chain will be along shortly. Don't try to help them, just stay out of their way. This is what they live for. That I don't know anything about. I'm going to say that's probably in the northern sections of Florida. That could be much more inland, where you have a lot of the more native Floridians. I will back up the 4-wheel drive trucks because I've got one of them and they're everywhere. But there's a number of reasons for that too, and we'll talk a little bit more about that because that's something else that's on the list later. Remember, y'all is singular and and all y'all is plural. So keep that in mind. Again, that's a southern thing. I don't know that it's just Florida, but you hear it around, and it usually is the folks that are native to Florida. Get used to the phrase, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And the collateral phrase is, you call this hot, wait till August. You know, part of me used to agree with that, but now I don't find it hot. Just like here in St. Lucia, you know, you'd think it's probably the same temperature it is in Florida, but there is a breeze that's going all the time, and it keeps things so cool. It's just an amazing feeling. The weather here is not hot at all. You almost never sweating because this breeze is ridiculous. Number 6, don't tell us how you did it up there. Nobody cares. We talked about this in a previous video. Don't come down and say how things are completely different than they were back home, because we know that. That's why you're here, and that's why we're here. Number 7, a Mercedes Benz is not a status symbol. A Dodge, Ford, or Chevy is, and that goes back to the 4-wheel drive truck that we talked about, and there's a lot of reasons for it. Not only to haul things around, but we have boats and trailers and everything all over the place, so you've got to be able to tow them around, and that's what we have the trucks for. If somebody's fixing to do something, that doesn't mean anything's broke. And again, southern, this is a southern slang word, so fixing, yeah, you'll hear it. Yeah, and once again, you'll hear it from folks that are generally from the area or from some southern country, and that's just what the South is, or southern country, southern state. My apologies. The value, number 9, the value of a parking space is not determined by the distance to the door, but to the availability of shade. That is 100% true. That's something I even do. I'm always looking for the closest spot because your car will get very hot, and if you're not using that sunshade that we talked about previously in one of the other videos, sunshade can save you in some cases, but your car will be baking hot if you do not get some shade. This one I'm not so sure of, because we talk about the driving here all the time. But number 10, if you see a slower moving vehicle on a 2-lane road, when you pull onto the shoulder, that's called courtesy. I don't see that. And again, maybe it's a different part of Florida they do this, but they don't do it in Southwest Florida. Number 11, barbecue is a food group. It does not mean grilling burgers and hot dogs. That is so true. You'll find barbecue stations or smoking grills on the sides of the roads going up like US 17 towards Arcadia. There's all kinds of places that do this. Barbecue is a big thing here. Even if you go to a place like Mission Barbecue, we're going to get one out here in Cape Coral. There's already one in Fort Myers, but barbecue is truly an entire different class of food. And once again, no, not burgers and dogs. You can put those in the grill at home. Number 12, yes, weddings, funerals, and divorces must be taken into account for football games. They take their football here seriously. And yes, the Gators and Knowles thing is major, so you're going to hear a lot about that. If you're a fan of either one, you fully know that already, but football is a big deal down here. Number 13, I don't know anything about this either. Everything's better with ranch dressing? Not really. I mean, I like blue cheese dressing, personally, but ranch, can't speak to. This one's very true, and we talked about this previously. Number 14, do not honk your horn at us to be obnoxious. We will sit there until we die. And they will literally go as slow as they can. They will creep along. They will pace with the car next to them so that you literally are stuck even longer. So get off the horn. It's not going to help. Number 15, we pull over and stop for emergency vehicles. Yeah, that's true. People will pull over and let the emergency vehicle go by in most cases. But once again, we have a lot of people coming from other areas of the country, and it may not always be completely 100% true. Number 17, bless your heart, is a nice way of saying you're an idiot. I can't say I personally heard this, like nobody was saying it to me. I've heard the saying, and yes, again, I think it's another Southern thing, but when you really think about it, yeah, makes a lot of sense. 18, no matter what kind, Sprite, Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, it isn't called soda or pop. It's called Coke. That one, I don't know. I know soda as a generalization is used, but in our own case, if we want Coke, we ask for Coke. If we want Sprite, we ask for Sprite. So, I kind of dispute that one a little bit. Number 19, if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes, it'll change. Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate. Certain times of the day, very accurate. Summertime, guaranteed to have a rainstorm in the afternoon, somewhere between the hours of 2 and 7. It just kind of fluctuates within there. Depends on which way the winds are blowing too, because if you get winds coming from the west, we're going to get the rain early in the day, and it pushes over to the east coast for the evenings, and vice versa. Most of our wind tends to come from the east, so that's why we get so many of the afternoon rainstorms here on the west coast. And number 20, I don't know about this either, because sweet tea being the state drink, I don't know. I can't speak to that. Sweet tea, I know it's here. I know a lot of people drink it. I know my son loves it. But again, I'm going to say that's another South thing, the sweet teas. So that's kind of the list of 20 things according to these people that are giving you advice for moving to Florida. It was a Facebook post again, so I just wanted to address that and see if any of it resonated with you, and if it gave you a little more information on what to expect when you move here. But that's a little bit more of what to experience when moving to Florida. And if you want more information, check out one of these other videos. And if you got any questions for me, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast.